Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. So, today our topic is a test of non-self. Revisit Anattalakkhaṇa Sutta. As we all know, Anattalakkhaṇa Sutta is the second sutta taught by the Buddha to the 5 earliest disciples of the Buddha, the 5 bhikkhus. Okay? So, this Anattalakkhaṇa Sutta, every 2 weeks, we will recite once. In the first week, the second day of the first week, we always recite Anattalakkhaṇa Sutta. After the first day, Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. It is very significant, very important in the Buddha Sasana. What is anatta? When we say non-self. And why is it so important? Because of listening to this sutta, the 5 bhikkhus who were at that time Sotapanna while listening to this sutta, this discourse, because of this teaching, became arahant. So it must be very significant and very valuable. So today we want to look at this sutta again, even though in the past I've shared with you about this sutta actually a few times. But today I think it's still worthy to look at this sutta again. It looks simple when you read it, just a few pages. But again and again, throughout the practice, we notice practitioners, meditators, yogis, again and again encounter obstacles in the practice due to lack of understanding of the content of this sutta and lack of skillfulness to apply the power of Dhamma in this sutta, given by this sutta, taught by this sutta, in a real-life scenario. No doubt, the real understanding of anatta, ultimately to the highest level, requires the attainment of sainthood, at least Sotapanna and then up to Arahata Magga. But this sutta, this teaching, the wisdom of this teaching can be applied at all levels of our Dhamma practice. Even though it can be the result, the attainment of this realization can be the result of a long time practice. But the lower level of its application can serve to ease our way, make life easier for us, make our practice smoother, give us the ability to get over our obstacles, our hindrances in the spiritual journey much easier, less pain, less struggle, less self-inflicted drawbacks. So it is worth looking at it again and again, every now and then, and ask ourselves, which areas of my life, which aspect of my spiritual practice life still has rooms to improve, to progress in this aspect? What other things I can do? What other things I can do? That is very important. You see, when we talk about wisdom, again and again, I want to bring out your attention to three aspects of wisdom. Because if you don't understand in wisdom, there are three levels or three aspects. We always underestimate our ability to apply Dhamma. Because we always believe this is the level of Arahant. Nothing much I can do. I'm only an ordinary practitioner. I'm not the high level yet. Every now and then I hear students telling the same thing to me. When I say, you can do it. You can avoid this pain. But students always think that this is only the level of high practitioners. Anatta is something that high-level practitioners can apply in life, not beginners. Wrong. Because when the Buddha talked about any aspect of wisdom, the Buddha did not always refer them to all kinds of wisdom. The Buddha did not always refer to bhavana maya panya, the realization. No. That is the third level. The first level is Sutta Maya Panya. When you hear from me, when you read the text, or the first time you learn about it, that's Sutta Maya Panya. Basic knowledge, hearing knowledge. Hearing knowledge includes reading knowledge. It goes without saying. Sutta Maya Panya. Yeah, it may not work so well. Just hearing it, it doesn't work so effectively. Usually, Sutta Maya Panya it serves as a faith-giving, as a basic foundation, as a initiating point, I would say. If you know it, then it spurs you to search further, to investigate further, to discover further. So in that sense, Sutta Maya Panya is valuable. But in terms of efficacy of application, it lacks power. Then what else? Cinta Maya Panya. Reflective knowledge, contemplative knowledge, reasoning knowledge. Knowledge that involves the working of the mind, which in fact is the intelligence or wisdom most of the time we human beings know it to be. We always think, when we talk about wisdom, anybody's wisdom, a leader's wisdom, a sage wisdom or whatever, we usually refer to the thinking wisdom. Because most of the time, that helps us to apply, to make life better, to solve a problem. It always involves thinking and reasoning, figuring out the cause and the effect of any phenomena in any areas of our aspect of our life. Of course, it's not enough. Otherwise, the Buddha wouldn't go further to teach about bhavana maya panya, realization. Of course, realization is the most valuable one because it makes your mind very simple already. What is used to be very sophisticated becomes simple. Because when you realize it's simple, why? Just imagine you try to describe what is happening right now in this Dhamma talk, in this meditation hall, to someone who have not seen it. You may write books on it and people cannot figure out correctly, easily. But if you video it, you show it to be seen, still it's not as perfect as you lead the person, bring the person here and show, this is the hall, this is happening, you look around. Is it difficult or simple? Very simple. That is the power of Bhavanamaya Panya, seeing knowledge, insight knowledge. Once you have this knowledge, decision becomes very simple because everything is clear as a phenomena. But thinking wisdom is different. Different means like you close your eyes, you imagine, people guide me, okay, you have walked how many steps, you reach a door, you open, push to the left, push to the right, and then there's a mosquito net, and then here there's a door, there's a door. Then you can imagine with all your reasoning. Is this difficult or easy? Very sophisticated. Even to go from here to the door, you need to use a lot of words to describe, and the person hearing it may still be confused. And then if you imagine, you can imagine you may have a very good visualizing power through your reasoning. Okay, 5 feet means how much? How many steps means 5 feet? To the left or to the what's the 30 degrees angle? You can imagine. That's reasoning. Is it easy to apply? Quite difficult, right? But still better than people who have no reasoning power. By this worker. But Bhavanamaya Panya, realization is just, okay, I see. Then walk to the door. Very simple, just walk there. Walk, turn around and there. You reach. Want to go anywhere? Just one look and you know how to decide. You don't need to reason with a lot of headache. No need. Very simple. In the same way, Bhavanamaya Panya is the same. It is very powerful and it gives you the strength, the confidence, and the simplicity to apply wisdom. Yes, no doubt Bhavanamaya Panya is most important, but in terms of application in daily life, for people who have not come to realization yet, Chintamaya Panya is very valuable. That is the purpose of today's talk. I want to bring your attention to how far you can apply to make your life, your spiritual life, your practice life easier. You can avoid pitfalls, avoid falling, avoid stumbling into this and that. How nice. It improves your efficiency. Improve your efficiency. Save you a lot of hassles. Unnecessary struggles. So for that purpose, I want to bring your attention to this sutta again. So let's look at if those who have the chanting book, if you're not, put up this text according to our Dhamma Earth chanting book. In which page? Let me see, page 29, is it? After Anattalakkhaṇa Sutta. In this sutta, the Buddha told the five bhikkhus, Panchavaggiya bhikkhu, 5 bhikkhus, about anatta. The Buddha used the 5 aggregates of clinging, 5 aggregates approach. Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, and Vijnana. These 5 aggregates is actually what we call I, myself, my being. Right or not? It covers everything about our materiality and our mentality. Rupa is materiality. Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana. This is mentality. If you have only Rupa, we don't call a human being. It's a dead body. It's a dead body. When there's only mentality, we are also not human being. You can be Arupa being. You can be the Brahma, Arupa Brahma, but definitely not a human being. Human being definitely must have 5 aggregates. The body must exist. So using this approach, the Buddha bring our attention to human life. Here the Buddha didn't refer to Arupa Brahma. He refers to human being. Arupa Brahma, no need to talk about Rupa. Just talk about Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana, enough. But Arupa being, they won't be able to hear Dhamma talk. Because not having ear, they wouldn't be able to hear Dhamma talk. There's no way to communicate with them. So, the five aspects, the Buddha go through it 3 ways. I try to get the AI to, I just said there are 3 aspects, the 3 ways the Buddha expounded the non-self. Can you I give hint also, the AI couldn't understand. So I try to get the AI to help me for this talk, prepare, but the AI couldn't. So no choice. I have to apply it using the practitioner's perspective. Usually if the AI, sometimes they give very good notes, which is very helpful. When we give talk, it helps us to arrange the order. It's helpful. But in this aspect, AI was helpless. I tried. They couldn't use. So actually, 3 aspects. You look at it the first time, the Buddha first mentioned about the anatta. This one we just briefly go through because we went through it many times before. So this one we briefly go through. So you look at the Pali, I just look at the English, I tell you. Form, Maṅgala is non-self. For if form was self, this form would not lead to affliction, pain or whatever. Unwanted disease, affliction. In regard to form, may this form of mind be thus, may this form of mind not be thus. Would be possible. When would we expect this? Yes. When we get sick. When you get cancer. When you got a tumor in your body. Of course you wish, let this tumor go away. Not be thus. Some people expect, I want to look handsome or beautiful. Yeah, but it doesn't work that way, as you wish. So the Buddha said, this is anatta, the first level of knowing non-self. But since monks, form is non-self. Because it's not yourself, you cannot command it. Therefore, form leads to affliction. Yeah, it causes you pain, causes difficulty, problems. And in regard to form, wishing, may this form of mind be thus, may this form of mind not be thus, is not possible. Correct or not? Did the Buddha tell correctly? Yes. We don't get our wish. You want it this way, it doesn't work. You want that way, it doesn't work that way. Later, I will tell you about what effort we can do. But first, it doesn't work according to your command. Then how it works? This is important. It doesn't work as we wish, as we aspire, a command, but it works in some ways. Then we need to know the formula. But not according to wish. Actually, according to the dependent origination laws. Then similarly, the Buddha told about Vedana, feelings, and then perception, and then volitional formations. Sometimes mental formation, volitional formations. It refers to our mental states. Various types of mental state. Mindfulness is mental state, non-greed, greed, anger, delusion, non-greed, non-anger, non-delusion. These are mental states. Energy, diligence, the decisiveness, that is also energy. That's also form. And then the equilibrium. And then all sorts of mental states, mindfulness, concentration, all these are mental states. So all this comes under volitional formations. The states of mind cannot be separated from mind. Just like the states of water cannot be separated from water. Can you understand? Okay, mind and mental states, they always come together, just like water and the states of water always come together. Right? You can see the water, sometimes got color, sometimes no color, sometimes maybe with ripple, sometimes no ripple, sometimes hot and sometimes cold. Yeah, salty, sweet, All these are states of water. This is water nature. So similarly, our mind also has different states. They always come together. You cannot have one and not having another. Not possible. Okay? So this is various states of the mind. Actually, feeling and perception is also states of mind. But because it's already singled out, so it doesn't come into sankhara in this classification. But it comes under cetasika, mental states. Okay? So all these Vedana, Sanya and Sankhara is classified as cetasika, mental states. Okay? But these two are singled out, feeling and perception, because they are unique. They are particularly prominent to our perception in our life. So because of that, these are specially singled out. So and then vijnana. Vijnana is a consciousness itself. So mental states are the states of the consciousness. So it's the consciousness itself. It's like the mother or something like that. Okay, consciousness. So all these five things, they are non-self. If they were self, the consciousness, feeling or whatever would not be lead to affliction. Right or not? Sometimes your mind doesn't work as you wish. You want your mind to work well, but it doesn't. You blame yourself also. No, sometimes the pattern has become like that. So it's so difficult to change. So don't blame yourself if you cannot do something. No, not easy. Yeah. Of course, when your teacher teach you, we always tell you, yeah, try. Because there's no better thing to do other than trying. But actually, we have a lot of compassion. We can allow an understanding. Seeing how difficult that you try and fail, we understand you. But we cannot say, please, it's okay to fail. We don't say like that. Isn't it so? When we aspire, we always aspire for the best. But when it falls short, it's okay. Try again and again and again. Why? Because life is not fatalism. It's not fixed. Fatalism means if you are fated to die, you will die. You are fated to what? To get an accident, you sure will get accident. There's no escape. That's fatalism. But dependent origination is not like that. Fatalism, they care about all the past causes only. Dependent origination care a lot about past causes and present cause that you can cultivate here and now. That is the difference. Fatalism, you don't work hard to, you give in. You give up your life. You just say, well, it's like that. Forget it. I'm fated to be like that. Finish. There was one monk when we were practicing together in Sri Lanka. He said, the fortune teller already told me, only after 50 years, my spiritual potential will come out. So now I don't do anything. I just walk around, keep precepts. And then until 50 years old, I will meditate. Because he gave in to fatalism, but not dependent origination wisdom. The Buddha doesn't want us to fall into fatalism, because fatalism is a kind of imperfect or distorted understanding about nature, as if everything the past will dictate your future, which is not true. Because what we cultivate here and now is a new cause, and this new cause will mix with the past causes and generate result in future. That is how we change our life. Otherwise, life cannot be changed. What to talk about cultivation and practice? No need. Why bother about practice if you cannot change your life? Just wait and let fate happen to you. But that's not the Buddhist way. We swim against the stream. Swim upstream. Against the tide. We don't give in to fate. We care about what we are doing right now, here and now. That is dependent origination wisdom, not fatalism. Fatalism, you know, 宿命论. Dependent origination is 缘起. Paticca Okay? So these 5 things, the Buddha says it's not self because you cannot command it. But according to dependent origination, we can work hard. Because what we are doing right now can intervene into the force of the pool of forces accumulated in the past. And when we can make a change and we don't change, we are not wise. Wise people work on what is possible. Work on those variables that can be changed. We don't give in like that. We work hard. Because now is a new course in our life. If you develop the habits and get used to giving in to fatalism, no, I am like that, I cannot change. This is permanence view. Niccaditi. Permanence view. And people with permanence view, very difficult to transform. Very difficult to grow and transform. We should hold the understanding of dependent origination, not permanence view. Okay? So what can we do if these 5 aggregates? If we uphold the understanding and have faith in this understanding of dependent origination, what can we do? Instead of saying that, well, this is non-self, there's nothing I can do, I cannot command it, to command it is impossible, then we don't take this sutta in isolation. We try to understand this sutta in the whole Buddha's teaching context. The Buddha told us that we need to make effort. Because to say that everything is fated, there's no need to practice. No need to learn Dhamma, no need to take three refuges. After all, everything is fated. No need to work hard. No need to make aspirations. No, not like that. The whole teaching throughout his life of our Gautama Buddha is teaching us to make effort here and now. Throughout his life, he was spurring us on to make effort here and now. So, work hard. And with the understanding of dependent origination, not that I work hard, I can command my rupa, my materiality, I can command my feeling, command my perception, command my volitional formations, command my consciousness. No. But we work hard to put in a good condition, a positive condition, a Dhammic condition, a condition with Dhamma power. I just generate more and more and more until the whole combination, the combination of current forces coupled with the past causes, accumulated forces, together will deliver a good result for my future. Can you change your rupa? Not by will, not by determination, I want myself to look handsome, but you can do a lot of metta, let's say. Maybe that marriage doesn't immediately produce kamaja rupa, karma produce rupa in this life. But in future, when this marriage ripen, the marriage of having loving kindness to all beings, when this marriage ripen and produce result in the form of kamaja rupa, karma produce materiality, you will look handsome or beautiful. Not in the way of command, but in the way of dependent origination. Okay, similarly, feeling cannot be commanded. Oh, I don't want to suffer painful feeling. I want good feeling. It looks not possible to command it. But, okay, but you like good feeling because good feeling gives us more composure, easier to focus when you're happy with your anapana, breathing in breath and out breath. You can focus better, you can progress in concentration. So good feeling is good. Wholesome feeling is good. But you cannot command, I want good feeling. That's wrong. According to Anattalakkhaṇa Sutta, that's not possible. But you can generate by, okay, how can we have good feeling? If you have a lot of love for people, loving kindness, compassion. Because of loving kindness, compassion, you tend to have wholesome feeling. Loving feeling. Okay, that is possible. Not because of command, but because of conditioning. Command and conditioning is different. When you command something, you always command with a sense of self as if this is the only cause. And with this, everything will achieve. That's wrong understanding. But dependent origination is different. Dependent origination is everything happened because of conditions, various forces. Not every force is within my control. But if I can, by making wish right now with wise attention, yoniso manasikara, with mindfulness, sati, with concentration, samadhi, with wisdom, panya, then because of generating these current causes, then hopefully other good forces also fall into place. Then it's very good. Then it is very good. So, we are trying to transform our life to progress in the Dhamma with the formula, with the opportunity provided by this natural law or phenomenon of dependent origination. Not with the wrong understanding of sheer willpower. Oh, I wish I command. It must be like that. No. When we make wish or make determination, we don't make determination with ourselves. We make determination knowing that determination is a very helpful force that can push and drive our mental energy towards a good direction. With this understanding only, it is even determination is also one of the conditions in this dependent origination phenomena. There is a difference. Can you see the difference? The feeling you determine with yourself. I want it to be like this. I don't want it to be like that. Because of so much pain get accumulated or generated because of this wish only. Because this kind of wish usually come with craving, come with the kind of holding on. And when it is disappointed, then your heart get broken and confidence shattered. But not with dependent origination understanding. With dependent origination understanding, when you do something, you just do to increase the good condition, and hopefully the whole thing will work out better. If it doesn't work out better, you are not attached and you don't suffer. You don't get disheartened because of things don't come your way. That is dependent origination understanding. That is effort work with dependent origination understanding and non-self understanding. Remember, one of the key elements when we cultivate any wholesome deeds is always, I always remind you, is dependent origination as non-self. 缘起无我，缘起无我，理智自己。The high end of the wisdom of rationality or wisdom. In fact, this is the highest aspect of wisdom. Dependent origination covers all aspects of formations, conditioned phenomena, all aspects of sankhara. That anything that arises and passes away has this phenomena, comes under this kind of aspect. And anatta covers all aspects of sankhara, all aspects of conditioned phenomena, and unconditioned phenomena, which is nibbana. So the scope of anatta is wider, more than dependent origination. Dependent origination covers all arising and passing of phenomena, while anatta, impermanent, non-self, not impermanent, non-self, covers beyond that all aspects of sankhara, the formation, and unconditioned phenomena, non-arising and non-passing away. So they have overlap aspect. The phenomena overlap, and then the exclusive area for anatta, which is nibbana. Nibbana is unconditioned element, asankhata nibbana. So, this is very important. If you have this understanding again and again, reflect upon it. And try to reflect. This level of anatta, you can develop 2 levels, sutta maya panya, hearing wisdom, and the cintamaya panya, reflective reasoning wisdom. You can. You don't need to wait until you have attained realization, you see for yourself the ultimate realities and cause and effect to have this. No. So you can apply 2 levels, sutta maya panya and cintamaya panya, into your daily life, into your practice life, so that you are able to endure better, to apply your effort better, without attachment, without holding on to anything. How nice it is, how pure effort it is. If you have very pure effort, your effort becomes very efficient. If your effort is impure, comes with attachment, strong craving, strong mental inertia, then definitely you get disappointed every now and then because of things don't come your way. Your effort doesn't produce result as you wish, and you suffer, and the people around you don't behave as you wish. Your teacher don't behave as you wish. You don't get the regards you crave for, and you suffer. But if you can apply this sutta maya panya and cintamaya panya right from the beginning of your spiritual journey, establish your attitude correctly, your approach correctly, your mental disposition correctly, then how nice it is. Every effort is good effort, pure effort. Not corrupted, not tainted by craving, by ego. How nice. Efficient effort. And not suffer along the way due to whatever that happened. Be internal or external. You don't suffer because you see them as conditioned phenomena. You see them as arising and passing away. You see the nature of non-self. You tend to embrace and transform. You accept and transform. Instead of keep rejecting phenomena, grumbling, blaming, accusing, complaining, which are all causes of new causes of suffering. So this level of anatta, everyone can apply. And then further, the second level, this one we mentioned before. I just recapitulate the whole thing for you. The second level also on 5 aggregates, but here the Buddha apply differently. Ask different. Monks, what do you think? Page 30. Is form permanent or impermanent? Impermanent, Venerable Sir. That which is impermanent, is it unsatisfactory or satisfactory? Unsatisfactory, Venerable Sir, or painful, we can call it. That which is impermanent, unsatisfactory, and subject to change. Is it suitable to consider this is mine, this I am, this is myself? Certainly not, Venerable Sir. This is a bit difficult to classify under only Suttamaya Panya or Chintamaya Panya. Possible also, but really, strictly speaking, it refers to Bhavanaya Panya level. Why? Because thinking, is this form permanent or impermanent? Sometimes people just think, yeah, quite permanent. My body also quite permanent. Yeah, sometimes people hold on to feeling also permanent. You hurt me, I feel hurt, and you hold on to that feeling. Oh, that feeling pained me for 10 years. I cannot let go of it, so it is permanent. Have you heard of such thing? Yes. Some people tell us like that. I suffer pain for so long because it's permanent. They think it's permanent. Because of their holding on very strongly. But look at the monk. Affirmatively, they answered, Aniccaṃ Bhante, impermanent. So this one is no doubt. Why it is no doubt? When you go down to ultimate reality, when you practice, especially the first stage of insight knowledge, Nama-rupa pariccheda jnana, you will see materiality, all arising and passing extremely fast. That level is impermanent, sure. Even though the Brahma body seems to last like that, always look beautiful all the time, long time. Not easy to see the aging part. Some of Deva also like that. Until they are about to die, then you see the aging. Okay. Still, such a body, if you look into the ultimate reality, it is definitely impermanent, arising and passing away extremely fast. So when our monks, 5 monks, answer affirmatively like that, Aniccaṃ Bhante, it cannot be, because at that time they are already Sotapan. It cannot be superficial materiality. It must be deeper level of penetrative knowledge, that it is ultimate reality arising and passing away. So what is unsatisfactory? Can we call it, this is mine, this I am, this is myself? No. This is another level of non-self understanding. Much more powerful. Because this non-self understanding comes with impermanence and unsatisfactory nature. Okay? And then the third level. Here, because if you only see that, it can only be in internal also. You can come to this understanding just based on looking into the internal 5 aggregates. Then look at the next level. The Buddha expound this anatta. Page 31. Tasmat here because the second paragraph. Yang kinci rupang atita nagata pacupanna ajatang wa bahidawa ularikang wa sukumang wa hinang wa panitang wa yang dure santikewa. Sabang rupang nitang mama neso hamasmi na meso atati. Ewa metang yatha bhutang samapanyaya databang. Whatever form, whether past, future, or present, internal or external, cause or find, inferior or superior, far or near, all form is to be seen as it is, with perfect wisdom thus. That is not mine, I am not that, this is not myself. Okay? So this is the same. Earlier on he said, is it okay to look at it as mama, eso amasmi, eso me atati? They will say, no, hetang, but it's not suitable to see like that. Then the Buddha said, now if you see this 11 way of vipassana, in various aspect, when you practice to see arising and passing away, not only based on present arising phenomena, past, future, present, internal, external, gross or subtle, inferior, superior, far or near. Why? Because sometimes we don't attach with it, we attach with that. So, this is to cover sabbha, all phenomena. When you do this, nothing is left. You see, some people attach more to past experiences. Some people attach more to future experiences. Oh, I'm afraid something will happen to me tomorrow. I worry so much. I will die. Because of that, present moment get confused, get anxious, get all kind of depressed because of worry for the future. And some people, because of the memory of the past, and get so much present pain because of attachment to past. Some people get so much pain because of attachment and worry for the future. And some people get too much attachment about their internal pain and body. Some people get so much attachment, they say, I don't care about myself, but I care about my children, my beloved ones, all these things. Or my enemy, or my friends, all external ones. And some people have more attention to the gross aspect, some people to the subtle aspect. Some people have attachment to good experience and bad experience, far or near. So these cover all aspects. So nothing in the mind is left out in this practice, in this vipassana practice. Why? So that there is no the slightest trace of elements that we can attach to, can hold on to. Because you see them thoroughly as impermanent, suffering, non-self. Then you cannot hold on to them to say this is mine, this I am, this is myself. So the craving to self, the conceit, and then the wrong view are done. Because craving, conceit, and wrong view, we always hold on to some kind of experience. Some people more to the past, some people more to the future, some people more to the internal, some people more to external. But when you practice vipassana like that, all aspects are covered. Nothing is left in this universe. Everything covered. Whatever you care about is covered. So that because what is the purpose of vipassana? To eradicate the deepest defilements to the latent tendency we call anusaya, latent tendency. Not the gross defilements. The gross defilements happen while I get stimulated or aroused, anger or whatever. Then you react, then you realize the anger is there. But when everything is nice, you don't see. You see yourself as a very pure person. But never know. When that external or internal object, the unsuitable object that aroused, comes to your contact of eye, ear, nose, tongue, or body and mind, then certain defilements get aroused. Just like the mango tree. When you pluck out all the mango, no mango. But when the season comes, mango comes again. You don't uproot it completely. But this vipassana practice, it requires us to uproot the defilements completely without remainder up to the level of anusaya, latent tendency. So because of that, the Buddha taught the 5 monks to practice vipassana 11 ways. Not only in this sutta. These 11 ways of practice is covered in so many suttas. So many. Whenever the Buddha taught about vipassana, the Buddha taught this 11 ways. So that nothing is left behind. Sabbha, all aspects. Animate or inanimate, being or non-being, all are covered. So that the Bhavanamaya Panya is complete. The knowledge of non-self based on direct insight or realization is complete. So now, what is the test of non-self? It doesn't matter whatever level of non-self you have come to, you have realized, whether it's Suttamaya Panya or Bhavanamaya Panya or Chintamaya Panya. But it is always good that we know some kind of yardstick to measure, not to measure other people, to check yourself. Don't use Dhamma to measure people. Yeah, if you use Dhamma to measure other people, just for the sake of measuring, not in the capacity of a teacher to help the students, but just to measure people for fun, or for pride, that's no good. Apply this to look at ourselves. How far have I applied this knowledge of anatta in my daily life to give rise to Dhamma benefit to my life? You can check yourself. It is good. Because otherwise sometimes we get the wrong impression or illusion of, I have known so much about Dhamma, my practice is very, very good. That is very dangerous. Once we have get elated, thinking that we have practiced very well, then we are not grounded. Practitioners should be grounded. Stay put. Know where you are. It is very good. Then we are humble and we know where we should progress. So this certain test is important to help us to see, have we applied Dhamma well? This anatta. Tonight we only focus on anatta. So the first things, when you get hurt easily, when people do something, say something, or not do something, not say something as you wish, you get hurt, you get disappointed, your emotion get affected. Then that is a time you should know that you are failing the application of anatta, knowledge, understanding. Very simple. Because anatta, wisdom, is like the space. Can space be hurt? No. You cannot hurt this space. Can you grab? Cannot. Can you punch? No. It cannot be punched by you. This is the air. This is not complete space. There's some air there. So you can feel something. It still responds to you in some ways. But we see the actual space, the real emptiness. It's like that. Unshakable. Why is this important? Because our karma is not perfect. Because our karma is not perfect, otherwise we wouldn't be here. The fact that we are here in human life shows that our karma is not perfect. Perfect karma will produce perfect result. You have perfect life. The fact that our life is imperfect already tells us that our karma is imperfect. So when karma strikes us, is it good experience? No. It is painful experience, right? When you get cancer, when you get a tumor here and there, I don't think anybody say, wow, I enjoy it, it's good. No. Nobody enjoys cancer. No, nobody enjoys a tumor in the brain or in any part of the body. So, how? Since in this journey of in samsara, until we attain final liberation, parinibbana, we are bound to suffer the result of karma. Even after we have become a Buddha still suffer the result of the karma. Our Lord Buddha also suffered headache, back pain, result of karma. So since we are aware that until we attain parinibbana, no more 5 aggregates, no more fertile soil for the karma to ripen. The karma cannot ripen without 5 aggregates. No, cannot ripen. It needs the foundation, the platform for it to ripen. So when there's no platform, it cannot ripen, which is nibbana, not arising, not passing away. Until then, you have to beware. Some kind along the journey of samsara, some kind of bad karma may strike us, outside, internal, or whatever. Then, shouldn't we work hard to suffer less? If there's a way. Right? Would you like to suffer less? You know you will suffer. You know something will happen to you. But can I suffer less when I encounter those experiences? Is there a way? Anatta. Anatta understanding. If you have anatta understanding, even though you have to come face to face, encounter the same experience, but this understanding is like the space in the mind. Your mind cannot be shaken. Even if it is not a permanent achievement, it can serve to heal you, or serve to save you from pain, or serve to reduce your unpleasantness momentarily, moment to moment. The moment you dwell in this anatta understanding or wisdom, that moment the mind cannot be hurt. How nice it is. That is the best we can do. Because we cannot stop the karma from ripening. But we can stop the way we respond to that vipaka, that result of karma, using the power of Dhamma. In this sense, the power of Dhamma or Anatta Dhamma, Nonself Dhamma. Let it space. Then mind cannot be hurt. But we don't always say the vipaka is only mind. The vipaka can attack your body. Kamaja rupa no good. Huh? You get a tumor, you get a sickness here and there. That you cannot avoid. Physical pain you cannot avoid. Even the Buddha could avoid physical pain. But the Buddha didn't suffer mentally. All the Arahants didn't suffer mentally. And all those who can live with anatta wisdom momentarily, the moment anatta wisdom is in the mind, that moment doesn't suffer. Whenever we suffer, it's always our mind deviate from this knowledge, this wisdom. Of course, the strength of the knowledge comes in three forms, you know, Sutta, Cinta, and Bhavana. And different level also. But it definitely works to prevent you from getting mentally, emotionally hurt. So whenever you get hurt, without fail, 100%, you fall into atta, yourself. You fall into attachment to this atta, yourself. These two things always happen without fail. The wrong view of self, the holding on to self, the grasping of self, always there. So what should you do? When you fail the test, then give no excuse. Be thankful to that experience for pointing out where you still lag behind, where to point to you the room for progress and room for further cultivation. Then work hard on it. So the first thing is, whenever you get hurt, whether you know it or know it, look for this. The sense of atta, the ego, the grasping to I, my, myself. Look for it. Check it. Again and again until you get very alert. Until you are very mindful of this weakness. And then you don't fall prey to this weakness. If you are aware of weakness, you don't get enslaved. You are above it. But if you don't, then you get enslaved. You get pushed around. You get pushed into action, speech, or thinking, or decisions that you will regret later. Of course, I heard some people told me, I don't regret anything, Bhante. I don't regret anything in my life. I say, wow, is your life that perfect that you know nothing to regret? There are two approaches. Not having regrettable things and don't want to regret. There are two things. If you are so perfect, your life is completely not regrettable, okay, that's very great. But if you say your life, I've done nothing to regret, then you have to be. If you say, I don't want to regret, that's another thing. That's stubbornness. I know it's wrong, but I don't want to say it's wrong. I just recognize it's okay. It's okay. I don't mind. I killed, it's okay. I stole in the past, it's okay. That's not hopeless. That one cannot transform life. People who don't see their mistake and don't reflect and regret. Regret is okay, but to suffer deep, entrenched remorse, that's no good. When we know something is wrong, we regret, oh no, it shouldn't be this way, I should make it better. That's okay. But to suffer remorse unnecessarily, I shouldn't, and then you suffer pain and then without making any change. That is not the way. Okay? So you check on this. Whatever level of Sutta Maya Panya, Cinta Maya Panya, you can check whether you are. Some people, whether you are applying correctly. Some people, they may have good anatta realization, but when it comes to realize, they forget to apply. Do we see such cases? Yes, some practitioners like that. But usually not too far-fetched. Some extent. A good practitioner, usually they don't forget the Dhamma for too long. Yeah. Sometimes they get, because of habitual tendency, they may just fall into a self. Then the moment they realize, then they can bring back their knowledge, their vipassana knowledge, and then that will give them a protection and bring them back into the right track of the Dhamma. So you check, if you get hurt, whenever you get hurt, emotionally, mentally, then tell yourself, I made a mistake. I will be very thankful because of this phenomena. Remind me of my shortcomings. Then I will improve. And if you tell yourself like that, it's okay. And then what else? If you have this anatta knowledge, anatta wisdom, what kind of mind is this like? Free, very open, very spacious, and not easily get bogged down or pulled a narrow or cage in a narrow space. No. Knowledge of anatta usually is like big, a wide, vast space. Very open, very embracing, broad and far. And don't get hold on to a very narrow, pain, gain and loss. No. People who suffer a lot of gain and loss, people not treating me, not respecting me, this and that, emotional problem, complications, round and round. You check. Usually such people, their thinking, their speech is always surrounded on very narrow. Myself, my body, my feeling, very narrow. Very enclosed, very narrow, not broad. But anatta is not like that. When you always dwell in anatta knowledge, it's so free. So confident and easy. You don't need to fear anything when you walk into anywhere, just like that. Good or bad, fine. You see or not? Sometimes when people worry so much about what they are going to face, because of that, the fear, the anxiety, the narrowness of the mind actually attracts suffering to them. Attract unpleasant encounter to them. Because the wrong mind attracts the wrong thing. But if you dwell in anatta, because of the spacious, the kind of quality of the mind, you tend to be happy easily. Not only in good time you will be happy, even in difficult times, because the mind is free. So even in difficult times, you can think straight, you can think wide, you can apply your wisdom. You can find a solution when problems comes away. You can work out efficiently. Your wisdom can apply efficiently. So this is another benefit. First, ability not getting hurt. Second, being able to be happy under different scenario. Thirdly, you have the ability to keep up good Dhamma power, like endurance, forgiveness, and then diligence. How often we see practitioners, suffer setbacks due to what they call disheartened by other people. I used to be loving, but because of these persons, an ingrate, not showing gratitude, and return bad for good to me, then I don't want to do good anymore. I have no more. They cannot keep up good Dhamma. Why? Because there's a sense of self get hurt. But when you have no self, you just dwell in non-self understanding, how can you get hurt? Yeah, how people behave is how they behave. You will protect this Dhamma. You know the efficacy of Dhamma, the value of Dhamma doesn't get destroyed because of other people's behavior. Whether your good work, your good heart is well received or not by other people, it doesn't matter. Because you know, good is good. You have confidence in the law of cause and effect. Many people also have confidence in law of cause and effect, but the moment they get hurt, they cannot see this. They forget about it. So this anatta gives you this power. Then next, if you happen to fall back, if you happen to fall down, you're good. For some reason, your mind gets shaken. You get pulled down because of bad thing happened to you. A very sad thing happened to you. A very beloved ones die or suffer severe sickness. Then sorrow happen. Can it happen? Yes. That is when your wisdom doesn't pop up fast enough. Not instantaneously. Then, but if you have this anatta wisdom, very easy to arise from the past second to the past moment. Because every moment is new. Every moment is fresh. Every moment is a good new opportunity to cultivate new cause. But why people cannot sever their present moment from their past and always get bogged down by past memory? Why? Because you uphold this permanence, you hold on to it. You cannot separate. So the burden, the emotional burden, mental burden, grind on you again and again for a long time. You cannot free yourself from it. Then your present moment is no fresh moment. It's not fresh moment because it's always colored by past. You don't give yourself a fresh chance. Here and now is no fresh chance for you. In fact, it is a fresh chance. But because of that attachment and memory of the self and past, then here and now actually it's very fresh, but you don't get the fresh opportunity. You cannot generate very good cause, fresh cause, but not with anatta understanding. Anatta understanding, you don't hold on to a self. When you don't hold on, what is past is past. You can appreciate this moment fully, wholeheartedly. Then what happened? Quick recovery. If because of habits, habitual tendencies, you happen to suffer any anxiety, any defilements, any sorrow, but the moment you realize it, you're out. Why? Because of anatta understanding. The moment you realize it, you're out. As fast as that. That is the power of anatta wisdom, anatta understanding. And then, for example, you become very stable, unruffled, undaunted. For example, those days when we were young, when we go for oratorical contest, giving a speech, a competition, speech competition, oratorical contest. Sometimes we get shaken, we have stage fright. Nobody taught us how to overcome stage fright. We just have to keep doing it again and again and again until we don't suffer fear. That is a hard way. But later I realized, if the reason children suffer stage fright, in fact not only children, some adults also, because of the self. We care about how people look at us. Will it be shameful if I don't perform well? How will people rate me? 1 star or no star or 5 stars? It doesn't matter. After all comes and goes. It's all impermanent. We cannot we just perform. Perform with a free mind without getting the drawbacks of unnecessary concern. Because of this attachment, we have unnecessary concern. How people look at me, good or bad, how people will say about me. You let go of all those things. It doesn't matter. So if a child can cultivate this kind of anatta understanding, then he can easily, after a few effort again and again and again, he can go on a stage as if it's okay. People claps or not claps. Say good about me or not good about me. Rate me well or not rate me. Doesn't matter. So that when you are free from the mental inhibitions, you can perform to the best of your potential. Most people cannot perform to the best of the potential because of those mental inhibitions. Mind is not free. So anatta helps you with that. What else? Sometimes while we want to do something good, we get tempted or attracted by something. Then our mind goes astray. We get fear and push and shaken because of something, and our mind goes astray from the core, from the main path that we have resolved to do, to walk, or we're supposed to do, which is the most beneficial for us, but we can strategically let astray, go the wrong way. Because why? Why our mind can be captured by Mara to go astray from what is good and right? Why? Because of the atta only, the self only. If you have this non-self understanding, you apply it even in Cinta Maya Panya level, the reflective knowledge, thinking knowledge. The moment you find that your mind, wow, I'm supposed to do this. This is beneficial for me. But why my mind seems not having the drive and courage to execute the right thing, the most beneficial thing. Why I tend to do the wrong thing. I know it is not helpful for me, but I cannot control myself. I have to do the wrong thing. I know this is not most beneficial, the less painful and most beneficial, which can produce the best, happiest result in the way. I know this is the Buddha's teaching, but I cannot do it. I have no power to do it. I get strategies. This is called strategically led astray. Why? Again, because of the self. You feel this, you worry about this, you want this, you don't want this. not out of wisdom, not out of free choice. No free choice. When you are bogged down, you are captured by defilements, don't tell me you have free choice. You are not exercising real free choice. You are just a slave of defilements. You are not having free choice. Most people think free choice is I will do what I wish. No. If that wish is tainted, is corrupted, is captured by weakness, that is not free mind. What is free mind? Pure mind is free mind. The mind doesn't get enslaved, is free mind. So when you can apply anatta, whenever you suffer, whenever you find you are swayed from the main path, you know this is the main path, but in a very helpless way, you feel very helpless, you are swayed from it so helplessly, beyond your control. Know that you are bonded, you are bound by self. This anatta understanding is not existing in your mind. Then what to do? Go back to this sutta, reflect, and look at the phenomena, whatever that enslave you, whatever that push you around. You can lie down flat on your bed in the corpse posture, the yoga corpse posture, and just see what pushed me around. Tell yourself, if I were to be defeated, let me see what I want to understand fully. What is this thing that defeats me? Is it a material phenomenon? Is it a mental phenomenon? Is it permanent? Just look at it. If you are swayed, please penetrate, understand fully what sways you. If you are defeated with the clearest mental clarity about this force or enemy or whatever you call it, that defeats you. Otherwise, you shouldn't be swayed from this goal, a wholesome thing, a beneficial thing. You shouldn't. When we are swayed, we are lost, we are enslaved, we are pushed around, we are not a free man. So this non-self helps us to keep ourselves strategically focused. And then what else? What are the benefits? You check yourself. Do you have peace of mind? Whenever you don't feel peace of mind, there is some kind of confusing things, messy things in the mind. And watch it. As if you are watching some other people's mind and other people's phenomena. I find the corpse posture best in times like that. Because sometimes you get very maybe physically weak also. Sometimes karma attack, you can get physically weak. So the corpse posture is a least energy use. And you can apply this observation, this mindful observation in a very passive way. You see, sometimes you find it difficult to generate energy to look at phenomena. You find even that is painful. Even that is difficult. But in a passive way, just, okay, if you fall asleep, fine. And if you wake up, you continue to see it. No forcing. In a very passive and comfortable way. If I die, I die. If I sleep, I sleep. If I wake up, I continue the effort. Again and again and again. And then you become like a warrior, a warrior that can get defeated many times, but always come back with greater clarity of why he was defeated. Let me tell you, being defeated by defilements with full clarity and knowing how things worked out it is very, very beneficial. Look at Anattalakkhaṇa Sutta, Dhamma side aspect. The first aspect of Dhamma, the 5 hindrances. When the Buddha talked about it, know how it arises, know how it vanishes. How when it arises, it will be vanished, it will vanish, and how when it vanishes, it will not grow again, it will not arise again. So what is this? How can we achieve such a knowledge of Mahasatipatthana, or Satipatthana practice, of Dhammanupassana? Exactly the same way. If you see, you watch, just try to understand it. When these defilements capture your mind, okay, well, if I die, I'm not going to fight you, but I just want to understand you. Enough. With this very soft, very little effort, if I die, never mind. I just want to see how I die. I just want to see how my mind get captured. I just want to see how enslavement happens. Again and again. Don't worry, you won't die that way. You won't die if you make such, you just do it this way, you won't die. So, then you get peace of mind. Even in the most difficult time, even in the lowest side of your bad karma, you will be able to arise from it and discover peace of mind in the most difficult period. And then, when you practice anatta understanding, there will be no feeling of gain and loss. When there's anatta, where to say about good gain and loss? No. So often, practitioners suffer pain because of gain and loss. Oh, I get this, I'm treated like that, I'm not treated like that. So much pain because of the vipaka. Actually, look at it from the point of cause and effect. There's no self there. Don't worry. You can apply non-self understanding based on Sutta Maya Panya and Cinta Maya Panya. It's already very powerful. Very helpful for your daily life, for your practice life. No need to give excuse saying that, oh, I've not practiced up to Vipassana Jnana, then I cannot apply this. No, that's excuses. Because non-self understanding doesn't rely only on Bhavana Maya Panya, even though Bhavana Maya Panya is most helpful, because experiential knowledge cannot be wiped away. You won't have doubt, because once you have experiential knowledge, doubt about that knowledge is gone. Cinta Maya Panya, you may still get clogged up, your mind is still not clear, and you may still have doubt here and there because certain things seem to be paradoxical, and then you cannot explain away. Then they may suffer, but not Bhavana Maya Panya. But still it is helpful. Even just the reflective knowledge, reasoning knowledge about non-self, helpful. Then you don't suffer gain and loss. And then when you have non-self understanding, attitude, it's easier to see cause and effect. So you see, the understanding of dependent origination gives rise to his close brother, which is anatta. Because in the phenomena of dependent origination, cause, effect, there's no self there. So, this anatta is a close brother. They come together in experience-wise. But if you have anatta attitude, oh, non-self, I don't want to be selfish, it's easier to have the clarity, to have a glimpse of dependent origination. And then what happened? You have the ability not to getting hurt. If you are happy under different scenarios, if you have the ability to keep up good Dhamma, if you can recover quickly from low tide or mistakes or defilements, if you can remain unruffled and undaunted, you can remain strategically focused in any situation, if you can have peace of mind, if you have no feeling of gain and loss, if you can have the understanding of dependent origination, so on and so forth. Lots of benefits. then what happened to you? You progress in the Dhamma. Because that is how your potential work out best. When you don't have inhibitions, you don't have self-inflicted drawbacks, you don't mess up with unnecessary, irrelevant things. How efficient can you make effort? Very efficient. Then, when our effort is efficient, that is the best progress we can achieve. If still not, then we have done the best. Then future, you prepare yourself to continue. If you die early, then future life you can continue. We cannot blame ourselves. We cannot want. No one can say like that, I want Nibbana, I want to attain sainthood. Well, no. You can aspire, fine, but you cannot command it because it's non-self. You cannot want it by sheer willpower. You can only work according to dependent origination principle. Give better input, whatever you can, again and again, day by day, month by month, year by year, until the conditions mature and complete. Then it produces result. But this is the best you can do. Okay? So check yourself. Whenever you find yourself easily hurt, immediately look back. Okay, where do I hold on to myself? Where is myself? What is this that make me hurt? When you feel unhappy, check again on non-self. What is this? Where is this self that make me unhappy? When you find you cannot keep up good Dhamma, even though you know it is good, but you cannot keep it up, it gets shaken by some experience. Then tell yourself, why I cannot keep up good Dhamma? Check yourself again. Look at it again and again. You cannot escape this training. You just need to work this one single thing. Self. Look at this. The illusion of self. And when you find you suffer a pain, you get into the mud, so to speak. You get bogged down by memory, by fear, by anxiety for the future, or whatever. You know it is wrong, but you cannot get out of it. Look for this self again. Reflect on the understanding of non-self. And then you can get quick recovery. Here now. Just jump out from it. Here now. Let this moment and the past moment be as it is. It is severed. It is separated. It is our holding on that makes them look like one. Santati Gana. The compactness of continuity. But if you can apply non-self understanding, this compactness of continuity gets shaken. You don't hold on to it. 相续密集打破了. And then whenever you find your mind get ruffled or fear or taunted, reflect, check for the self again, and reflect on the understanding of non-self. Whenever you find you sway from the goal, strategically not led astray. You know it is not right, but you cannot help yourself. Check for this again. Where is the sense of self? Is it physical or is it mental? What is this thing that push me around? Make me sway from what is right and good and efficient. Okay. Then again, because of that reflective knowledge on non-self, you can remain strategically focused. And whenever you lose a peace of mind, look for this same thing again. Whenever you fall into the feeling of gain and loss, look for this again. And then free. And whenever you find you attach to any effort, usually you are not making effort based on dependent origination, based on sheer willpower. No. I'm not saying that willpower is not good. But willpower is also one of the conditions in the whole dependent origination phenomena. It is one of the conditions. It is not the sole commanding factor which can satisfy the result you wish for. No. It is only one of the conditions. It can be a very powerful condition, but it cannot be the only single condition. Not possible. Always other conditions must be fulfilled and ripened, matured together. Then only any single condition can lead the way. Okay? So, whenever you find you cannot progress in the Dhamma, don't blame this, blame that. Again, look for this. Why? Is there any attachment? What is these things that bog me down, hold me back? Look for it. In fact, this understanding itself is progress in the Dhamma. Whenever things don't come your way, you can realize the first part of the teaching of the Buddha in Anattalakkhaṇa Sutta, that if it is self, you should be able to wish it will be free from affliction. You should be able to wish it this way and not that way. But because it is non-self, it will suffer affliction, and you cannot command it or wish that it is this or not that. Isn't it clear? Whenever things don't come our way, either in materiality, feelings, perception, volitional formations, or consciousness, it already manifests this natural phenomena to us. And if you, instead of holding on to self, instead of crying and suffering and complaining, you just realize, wow, the Buddha's teaching, how real it is. It is manifesting to me again and again. And dwell on this understanding, you are already progressing in the Dhamma immediately. How nice it is. And the more you generate this understanding, the wisdom, this Cintamaya Panya of Anatta, get more and more powerful. And in future, if you practice continuously like that, this knowledge can be called to mind very quickly. The more you can, easier for you to recall it, to bring it to your consciousness, and quicker for you to apply and see the efficacy of this anatta knowledge, anatta understanding. So, today, this talk is a test of non-self. Hopefully, whenever you know where to check for it, to look for it, and when you know when you should look for this nature, and then, if you cannot still, revisit Anattalakkhaṇa Sutta again and again. And then, instead of suffering and blaming and wasting the opportunity of here and now to generate good new causes, you give yourself a chance to apply Dhamma. And then the more you do it, the more you become more proficient, and you'll find your lay life, your spiritual life, your daily life, whether you are monastic or non-monastic, you'll find a happier life. You'll find the power of Dhamma in you. And every experience will only contribute, good or bad. Every life experience through eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind will only contribute to your spiritual cultivation and spur you on and enrich you, fill you towards the Full Noble Truth, towards liberation from the rounds of birth and death, and towards the realization of Nibbana. Okay? So, may you be healthy, happy, and have peace of mind, and practice happily whatever that happens, whatever come to you, come what may, just practice happily. And may all your noble wishes be fulfilled. May your Dhamma progress, and eventually come to realize the goal for which the Buddha preached the Dhamma, which is liberation from the rounds of birth and death and attainment of Nibbana. Okay. We make aspiration. You recite after me. I know some people may not be familiar. Some people online, if you recite together, they may not be familiar. Follow after me. I recite and you follow. Idang me punya asawakaya wahang hotu. May these merits of listening to Dhamma enable me to be free from defilements, taints, and all causes of suffering. They all mean the same thing. Idang me punya nibbana sa pacchaya hotu. May these merits be a supporting condition for my realization of Nibbana, the ultimate happiness. Mama punya bhagang sabba satana bhajemi te sabbe me samang punya bhagang labantu. I share my merits with all beings. May all beings get an equal share of my merits. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.